Cancers, I'm Christy, you're watching Tiny Turtle Tarot and this is your reading for the week ahead from whenever it's found you. As always, if anything I say resonates or you know it will in the future, because obviously it's not happened yet, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Also, please know I'll never reply to your comments telling you to message me through WhatsApp. That's not me doing that, so block, report or ignore them. But just know it's not me. Let's go on with this reading. What is happening for you beautiful Cancers this week? Firstly, you have Temperance. Then you have the Hierophant and the Devil, 3 mages. And the 9 of Swords. Okay, interesting. Strange. I'll talk you through these and then clarify and get more out of them. But Temperance firstly, this is very beautiful. This very healing energy, very angelic. And like coming back into harmony. Why am I getting coming back into harmony with your own soul? Now that sounds really strange, but hopefully it makes sense. Otherwise it's about to this week where you might have been doing things that contradicted what your soul wanted, and now you're just, I don't know, because that's not what this card means, but it just feels as if you're balancing out your insides and your outsides. Again, I'm saying weird things, I don't know why, but you're balancing out your, like, maybe your desires and things like that, you weren't going towards them, but you were thinking about them all the time, fantasizing, wanting to invest time in this specific area of your life and just fantasizing about it instead. And so now it feels like your physical 3D reality is going to match the things that you've been thinking about the most, the things that you've been planning, the things that you've been imagining, getting excited about. Seems as if everything's starting to, in the 3D, match the 5D or something of dreaming, of inspiring, of wanting this, but thinking it's out of reach, or thinking in your next life you'll do that. Seems as if things are starting to blend, and I don't know why I'm getting the universe is cooperating with you. It's working with you, not against you. If it's felt like the universe has been against you for a while, now it's working with you. And the Hierophant right next to this seems as if there's something about a commitment here. If it's not commitment, because the original thing is like marriage with the Hierophant, if it's not that, it seems as if teaching or a learning of, like, either you're a teacher and you want to teach people a craft or a skill or a, I don't know, a sport, I'm not sure. And either that's the way or you want to learn that, right? And it's tying in very nicely with that Temperance. There's something you've been desiring doing or learning about. Teaching or learning about, or want to make a commitment to, and it's going to unfold this week. Things are going to transpire. I keep doing this and I don't know why. So the Devil card right next to this, there is, again, I said desires with the Hierophant next to it. It's something where it's like, it's a very, very real relationship a lot of you are coming into, where it's very beautiful commitment and very old-fashioned with that Hierophant of marriage and wanting, that shouldn't be old-fashioned, but you know what I mean, like old-fashioned kind of maybe chivalry, or being very, I don't know, I'm getting courting, someone's courting you. That's very old-fashioned. With the Devil there is still more desiring energy that is intertwining with this. Very, very much, like, very respectful, very committed, long-term energy, but having this beautiful mix and blend of also the other side of a relationship and that beautiful passion and excitement and desire that is beyond what I can communicate to you on YouTube. The 9 of Swords right next to this. 9 of Swords is fear. 9 of Swords is worry. 9 of Swords is sleepless nights. There's a little bit of worry. There's a little bit of fear. Maybe there's a fear here of being used for the wrong reasons, and because you've seen this before. But the interesting thing here is I think you've been in connections or relationships in the past where there was this toxicity. There's a lesson you're learning, interesting with the Hierophant saying lesson, of not everyone is just wanting you for the wrong reasons. There is that balance, and it's like, I don't know, if you're going to be scared when you see how much desire someone has for you, if you're single and this is someone new, and you're like, oh, they just want that, right? And there's a balance here. Don't ignore the balance, right? Temperance, don't ignore the harmony of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's not all just that. There is more to this than you're realizing, but sometimes our fear of something can make it seem more prominent if that makes sense, because if you look, you're going to find. So if you're looking for red flags, wow, there's a lot of red flags and they're real big because you're looking for them. But if you're looking for green flags, suddenly you're seeing all green flags. So there's something about look for all the good as well. If you're seeing bad in someone, remember there's good. Unless this is someone real toxic, this is not your reading, okay? I'm not telling you if you're in any very unhealthy, abusive relationship, I'm not telling you to look for the good in it, okay? Don't you dare look for the good in that. If it's abusive, if it's unhealthy, if it's harming you in any way, physically, mentally, emotionally, I'm not telling you to look for the good. I'd be telling you to leave, okay? So this might not be your message if that's the case. Anyways, back to everyone else that's resonating with this. Don't view someone through the lens of fear of the past, because they're not the past. Clarify the Temperance card. Clarify the Temperance card. You have the Strength card. Beautiful. Major Arcana again. There's a lot of major things happening this week. Strength is all about mental, emotional grit. You have a lot of grit. You're a lot stronger than people realize, and for some reason I feel like life's now going, why am I getting throwing you a bone? Life's throwing you a bone and kind of going, oh, you've built your strength up. Here, now you can get to kind of play everything on easy mode. It's like things are going to seem so easy to you because you've been playing on hard mode. Does that make sense? You've been playing the hard levels. You're flying through them. You've built a lot of strength, a lot of skill. You can do them easily. So now the easy levels and normal life seems even easier to tackle, to handle. Clarify the Hierophant. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is communication. Seems like there's a lot of communication about commitment, or a lot of communication about, there's a lot of speaking you're doing, maybe in teaching or learning about something. If you're learning something, for some reason, I don't know why I'm getting voice notes come through. You're being guided to speak something out loud in order to memorize it, make voice notes, listen to the voice notes, or if you're communicating with someone, maybe there's something about talking to them properly. If you've been like emailing or messaging, or something about talking is going to bring a lot of clarity and further commitment and understanding and learning through communication, as usually is the way. Sometimes we just need a reminder. If there's a lack of clarity, if there's confusion, the only thing that's going to clear that up is communication, unless you are absolute telepathic mind readers, and there might be a little telepathy at play. However, the amount of telepathy you have in comparison to the amount of things you both need to communicate with each other is very uneven. Like you can telepathically feel how someone's feeling a lot of the time. You can understand the thought they're having and say it or do something, and it's, oh, that's strange timing. There's telepathy, but I don't think you're advanced enough yet, maybe, in that for your partner or this person to know what you're thinking without you telling them, unfortunately. And this might be frustrating if you're someone that can really, really read minds, and you're like, well, why can't they read mine? It's a bit rude. Why can't they just know what I'm thinking? There's something reminding you they don't. So I know it's not fair that you know what they're thinking, or you feel you know what they're thinking or feeling, and they don't know what you're feeling. It could be about more empathy energy here, of you feeling what they're feeling, but they don't feel or get what you're feeling. Anyways, so it's going to be your job, or it's time you learnt or taught yourself to start speaking your mind in order for them to understand your mind. Speak your mind. The Hanged Man, clarifying the Devil. There's something about looking at something from a different perspective. There you go. Something in the past, the second you saw this devil energy, you went, oh, get rid of that. Get rid of that. But there's something where it's saying there's good and there's bad in everything. And there's good and there's bad when it comes to this devil card. Because this is ego sometimes. Like I said, there's also other things that I'm not allowed to speak about. And so it just seems as if ego isn't always bad. There's a healthy level of ego you need. And there's also something where other things in life also aren't bad, even though they can be implied to be or made out to be through certain words of, like, you're more innocent if you've not done certain things. Innocent implies guilt, right? The opposite of innocent is guilty. So that would imply that you'd be guilty to want to do certain things, or to do a lot of things often, whatever this is about. So I don't know, whatever it is, it's something where you're looking at something from a different perspective and realizing maybe certain desires or certain things, I'm not sure, aren't bad. You're seeing something differently. Clarify the Nine of Swords. Judgment. That was on the bottom when the Nine of Swords came out. So Nine of Swords is fear, sleepless nights. There's a calling. There's a calling to something. Some of you, there's a call, like a phone call. There's something about feeling judged. There's a fear of being judged. There's a fear of being judged wrongly, of being misunderstood. Isn't that like a very, very common thing for like to be afraid that our actions or our intentions get misconstrued or taken the worst way? And so there's something here where if you have a fear of that, just, I don't know why, I just want to say the opposite of that would be just to be so grounded in knowing, regardless of what people perceive of your intentions and your actions, remind yourself why you're doing something and know it's for the best positive reasons. There's nothing negative around your energy in this. It's all positive. So just remind yourself your intentions are pure, regardless of what other people want to twist your intentions to be or tell you your intentions or tell you who you are. You know who you are better than them. So don't be afraid of people misperceiving you. And it's almost like the second you are afraid of being misunderstood, you aren't showing up in your fullest confident self, and then you're being even more judged and looked at closer, because it's hard to understand. Because I'm just getting some of you, there's an energy of like, this is so random. There's a specific area of your life where you're kind of shy, or you're kind of tiptoeing on the fence about something. And because you're tiptoeing on the fence about something, that means you're then easier to get judged as, oh, you're on the wrong side, right? Oh, you're on this side, and your intentions get misconstrued, and you then, you know what I mean? So there's something saying you're going to get judged either way, so you might as well just pick the side of your intention. Whatever this is about, whatever you're scared to admit, scared to do, scared to go after, just go after it, because you're going to be judged if you don't go after it. You're going to be judged if you do. So just do it, and then whatever you're being judged for, at least it will be your actual intentions, and you'll be able to state your intentions clearly as to what you're doing, why you're doing it, without it being like, oh, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Like, there's something here of being in between. This could also be someone else's energy towards you. They've been kind of afraid, and so they've been tiptoeing and like on the fence about how to talk to you, what to say to you, because they don't want to say the wrong thing, and they're realizing not wanting to say the wrong thing and being really careful and beating around the bush is actually not getting them anywhere. They need to actually commit and say something, and say what they actually want to say, and if it gets taken the wrong way, they know they've actually tried their best, rather than, I kind of like you, I kind of want to get married. They're gonna be like, I like you, I want to get married. Like, it's gonna be obvious. That's a really random example, but I said it because you got the Hierophant there of commitment, and so yeah, I'm not telling you anybody's going to say that necessarily. Maybe they are, for that to come through, because it just was off the tip of my tongue. So, and some of you, that could also be a fear here of like future faking. If a lot of people have said to you, we should get married, we're gonna get married, right? There's a common thing, I think, if you're a woman, for men to kind of just blurt out, we're gonna get married one day, and it becomes a very much cliche thing. So you might hear or see a situation or conversation that you've had time and time again and gone, oh, red flag, they're future faking, or they're trying to create this false idea of this, whatever it may be, and there's something kind of saying, don't be afraid of that. There's good and there's bad, and there's good people that will say the same things with complete different intentions. Maybe they actually, has it ever occurred to you that maybe someone actually does want to get married to you? Whatever this is about, you think someone's maybe misleading you, and it's going to be up to you to choose love, not fear, and go where you're called to go, and just journey down there and see what happens. I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching. If anything I said resonated, or you know it will in the future, please let me know by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you when I see you.